The Automotive Industry Development Center is part of the GGDA, which is the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency, which falls under economic development in Gauteng. Our mandate is to develop the automotive industry in Gauteng and also to position Gauteng, particularly the northern corridor of Gauteng, as the destination of choice for investors in the automotive space. The second part of our mandate is to transform the industry. We all know that this industry has been either foreign-owned or white-owned companies that operate in this space. So part of our programs is to actually try to transform the industry. And then lastly is skills development. The automotive industry is a high technology and fast developing industry. So we need to keep up to speed with what are the latest skill sets that people need in this industry. So part of our mandate also is to provide skills development. So we've got a number of programs. The first significant one is, which is attempting to achieve the transformation agenda, is what we call the incubation program. This incubation program is done in partnership with Ford Motor Company and Nissan. And the idea here is that we've got a number of black entrepreneurs that are incubated in the incubation center, which is on site at these OEMs premises. And they actually do work and supply components or sub-assemblies directly onto the production line. This program has been fairly successful. We've had some graduation opportunities out of this incubation. So there's a number of people that have benefited out of this. Over the years, actually, we had a turnover of around 139 million rand, which went straight to these entrepreneurs. Some of them currently have contracts that they are running. One notable one is Baki Automotive, which graduated last year, and they're currently supplying bumpers, painted bumpers and grills for the Ford Ranger. So it's our attempt towards transformation in the industry to introduce skilled entrepreneurs into the automotive value chain under a controlled environment. So that's the one area, which is incubation. The next program is the township automotive hubs. Now, we all know that the township industry has generally been neglected and underdeveloped, and we believe that the automotive industry in the township has been there for many years, but is very informal. So part of our mission there is to formalize these businesses. So we partner with the municipality, we identify a building in the township. We invest in it in terms of making it world-class, equip it with specialized equipment, and then identify, together with the local government, identify a number of automotive-related entrepreneurs in the township. And then these entrepreneurs would then come into the hub, and these range from entrepreneurs that would be on mechanical repairs, on panel beating, on auto electrical work. We have upholstery. We even have somebody that does key programming. And a number of these have been very successful. We've had one in Chamdo, which is in the Krugersdorp area. We've had some big success there. In fact, they've doubled their turnover year on year. We've got another one in Winterveld, which is in the Pretoria area, or Tshwane area. It's been there for quite a while. We've, through that one, in fact, we've been able to, with the city of Tshwane, get the city to actually repair their vehicles in the township. So part of our strategy there is to make sure that we not only set these people up, but we also bring business to them. So on their behalf, we go and negotiate with the likes of West Bank and other, G Fleet, which is one of the biggest fleet owners in Gauteng, to get them to actually use township economy to maintain their own vehicles. There's a department that is called Supplier Enterprise Development. This is a team of industrial engineers mainly. So what they do is they go into the components manufacturing industry or factories, look at the processes, identify waste elimination or cost savings, identify initiatives of improving efficiencies within those factories. We've had a very successful partnership with the Japanese government through JICA, where we've been able to introduce a concept called Kaizen into these factories, and it's shown some real tangible results in the manufacturing, automotive components manufacturing space. So the AIDC, or this Automotive Supply Park, which is where we are now, was set up in the early 2000s. There was a very successful program called the Blue IQ, which was a part of the Gauteng government programs. And you know, this was well before the idea of SEZs was even on the table. So we've been able to successfully attract blue chip companies that are here in the Automotive Supply Park. We've been able to retain them, but more importantly, we've created some really good quality long-term jobs, permanent jobs, over 2,000 of those. We've trained over 8,000 people as part of our supply park. So we've had a major impact or in the communities around Roslyn in terms of job creation, in terms of skills development in the automotive supply park. However, in terms of the SEZs, you may know of the Tshwane Automotive SEZ, which is based in Silverton here in Tshwane. That facility there actually was born out of the AIDC. It started as a project here. It's now a very successful operation which is based in Silverton, right next to the Ford factory. Ford produces over 700 vehicles per day, and the suppliers that are hosted in the SEZ there manufacture components that go into the production line of Ford. So you know, in the automotive space, we've been very successful in terms of using that SEZ model to actually attract investors. But more importantly, as the AIDC, we've been able to retain investors. You know, some of the investors have been with us since the mid-2000s, and they've actually recently, some of them extended their tenancy in our park. As we all know that you know, the technology is moving towards new energy vehicles, the majority of them being battery electric vehicles. Most of the OEMs in South Africa actually do exports into the European and British markets, and even the US. And these countries have passed very clear legislation on zero emission, carbon emission. So if we are going to sustain our position in the market, we have to move and gear ourselves up towards producing new energy vehicles. So we will be hosting a summit in the month of August later this year, where we will be engaging with suppliers, OEMs, raw material suppliers as well, you know, the mining industry, for example, to look at carving out a strategy for the Gauteng province when it comes to new energy vehicles.